Hey guys, welcome back to Bake Me Happy. This is the third episode of our edible gift series. If you haven't already seen the first two videos, make sure you check them out here and here. Today we're going to be making chocolate truffles. We're going to be making 3 different flavours, so let's jump into it. I have 170 grams of dark chocolate here and I'm going to start chopping that finely. For this, it's really important that you're using good quality chocolate, just so that you get the right amount of flavour. I like to use something with at least 60% cocoa solids, just so that it makes it taste really, really decadent when you're finished. So I shaved all of my chocolate into smallish pieces, just so that they're in shards to make it easier to melt. I've got half a cup of cream in this mug. I'm going to heat that up in the microwave for about 45 to 60 seconds, and then I'm going to pour it over the top and we're going to make it a ganache. I'm going to pour the hot cream over the top of the chocolate. And I'm going to let that sit for about a minute to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to whisk it to make sure that it all comes together like a ganache. So whisking the cream in instead of stirring it just kind of helps it stay a little aerated and make sure that it stays nice and smooth and thick. The chocolate and the cream is all combined, and I'm going to leave that to solidify and kind of thicken up a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to melt 56 grams of butter in the microwave. The butter's completely melted, and I'm now going to pour it into the ganache mixture. It's had about 2 to 3 minutes just to thicken up a little bit. Now the reason that we add the butter, a lot of people do make truffles with just ganache and then they refrigerate it overnight, and then they just mold it. But the reason that we add the butter is so that because the fat clings onto a lot of the flavour, it makes it a lot easier for the truffle to taste rich without you having to do too much to it. And it also, I guess just makes it a little bit more decadent. So now I'm going to take about a third of this and I'm going to separate it into a separate bowl, and then I'll show you what to do with it. So I've got 2/3 of the chocolate mixture here and 1/3 here, and what I'm going to do with this 2/3 mixture is just cover it with some Glad wrap. And now you can either let it set in the fridge for about 15 minutes, or you can leave it at room temperature overnight, which is what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll show you how to make this flavour. The first flavour I'm going to be showing you today is a peanut butter or peanut flavour truffle. So this kind of starts a little bit earlier on than the other flavours that I'm going to be showing you in the rest of this video. So I've melted some peanut butter, just about 1.5 tablespoons, maybe not even, and I'm just going to pour that into the truffle mixture. And I'm going to stir that through and do exactly the same thing that I did with the other thing. Cover it with Glad wrap and then let it set overnight. We've got the chocolate mixture here and you can see that it's completely set. So I've had that setting overnight, it's not moving at all. And I'm going to start by putting this into a piping bag with a really large tip. I have hazelnuts here and I've just lined them up on the tray. I've got 10 hazelnuts, and I'm going to start by piping my ganache mixture over the top and then up, over the top and then up. And this is going to make our hazelnut flavour truffle. Now you can do this for any kind of flavour. So if you want to put something else, say like a biscuit centre or a solid chocolate centre in the middle, you can do this and just pipe over the top, because we will come back afterwards and fix it up and roll it into a proper bowl so that it's in the centre. I've covered up all the hazelnuts, and now I'm just going to continue making 10 large dollops. And these are going to be the plain truffles. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the peanut ganache that we made earlier. They're now piped into all their little mountain shape things. So we've got the peanut butter ones here, we've got the plain ones here, and then we've got some hazelnut ones here. Don't worry about the shape at this stage, because we're going to refrigerate them for 1 hour until they are really, really cool and quite set. And then we're going to roll them in our hands to make them into a proper truffle kind of shape. So I'll come back when they've been refrigerated for 1 hour. So they've been refrigerating for a little while, and I've attempted to roll them a bit with my hands, but because it's such a hot day, we're gonna skip that step. But if it is cooler where you live, you can do that, obviously. But what I'm gonna do is I've got some drinking chocolate here. You can use cocoa powder. This is just a little bit sweeter. And then I'm gonna drop it in and just coat them. And once they've been coated, they should be easier to shape. And then you have the finished first truffle. That needs to refrigerate for another 15 minutes before you package them or put them anywhere. So just keep that in mind. Here we have the finished truffles. I've chosen to present them in this silicone mat that I'm also giving as a gift with the truffles, but you can use a tray or a box or anything really to tie it up and make it look nice. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and remember to check out the other 2 videos. They'll be linked in the description as well as at the beginning of this video. If you like what you saw, make sure you give us a thumbs up and comment what else you'd like to see down below, because I'd really love to hear your suggestions. You can find my previous video, my next video, and my social media just here, and make sure you hit subscribe so you can be notified every time I upload a new video.